6th of July 2024. Welcome to Camnet Menus at 19:30 with me, Naomi Msoya. Let's take a look at stories making headlines this evening. Eagles MEALIE scarcity hits Mongu District. KANYAMA cholera volunteers allegedly excluded from recruitment. 43 alleged Socialist Party cadres arrested for attempted riot at Parliament. In international news, Kenyan families seek missing children after protests. In sports, France to face Spain in Euro 2024 semi-finals. These and many more stories coming up after the break.
With this impending drought, it's time we look to alternatives of sustaining our crops. We as ISDP are promoting irrigation and water harvesting as the solution to challenges posed by climate change. Watch our 13-week series as we unfold the solutions for our crops. Catch us every Monday at 2040 hours, repeats every Tuesday at 1910.
And now the news in detail. Residents of Mongu District in Western Province are appealing to the government to establish additional outlets and increase selling points for MEALIE meal in the region. They tell Camnet News that the district has been hit with non-availability of the commodity, which is unfavorable, and wants government to increase the number of selling points to cater for the growing population. More in this report.
Despite government effort to combat hunger through the Zambia National Safe Meal Initiative, some individuals are exploiting the situation, leaving vulnerable members of the community without access to the staple food. Mongu residents have expressed concern over the shortage, urging the government to open more outlets to ensure equal access to the commodity. In an interview with this reporter in Mongu, Charles Munjenge appealed to the government to establish the additional outlets and maintain a consistent supply of meal to the outlets.
Dabaya bupieru kupakuli kambe kwa bama outleti batu abakoni kuzwanga kwa katongo esi kashembe kuyoleka bupiesi kwa tauti. So lubona kuli batu basuri banyanda kaneko la bupi. Ema outlet ni kurubule ya mazazi ebaluka na kuweza kambe ka wiki bakona kufa katongo ward 2 times ka wiki. Kwa katongo ward kuna ni batu abangata kuyisa mwasana mwale ka ofera mikona zeru kupa hulu kwa mambilas baba eza supply bupi wa national service.
Other residents shared their concern, but efforts to reach built barriers for comment were unsuccessful as their phones were unreachable.
Nyandisa kule faluna almost 2 days parapa ingeni buzuma fera muni ya mwatauni wale tubunziko kanyambi muni ya kanyambi bale akuna sunda ikwani nono cholo ingeni zuma fera kambe balutusa kuli baeze kote tumatre tutumata kuli kono kufuma nabupi bo kakube kakuno bupi bo nyanga kama madazia balu nyandisa lakini sakuri fana falu pakiranga 04 hours kyo yemera fera bupi bwaluzwa kwa kashembe iko yemerera mwatauni kona kuli oluzanga mwatauni mane fokumuluzwa nga kusihu kono oyozwa kwa teni bakwala fokumutu bupi tu 250 bali kuti totu ya kuchwana kona kuli lina chwale makuta kwali kuzwa kwani makuta kumala pamina kusina zo mupakelezi
kona kulikuwa kuli bupi chiko kwinyaji ma station awona sote mle kama nyanya.
The meal shortage in the district is attributed to inadequate stocking due to lack of power supply, with some individuals taking advantage of the situation to sell the commodity for personal gain. Musebo Kabira, Camnet News in Mongu District, Western Province.
A group of cholera volunteers that worked at Lusaka's KANYAMA Level 1 hospital during the 2024 cholera outbreak are calling on government to investigate the employment of volunteers, claiming most of them have not been employed since the declaration by President Hakainde Hichilema in February. One of the volunteers, William Kamanga, says according to the Minister of Health, Silva Masebo, their names from KANYAMA Hospital were allegedly rejected by the Public Service Management Division, who later explained to them that their names were not submitted. The aggrieved volunteers say they worked tirelessly during the outbreak and deserve to be treated fairly. More in this report.
Following a cholera outbreak that hit the country mid-October 2023, a group of volunteers were engaged by the Lusaka District Health Office for a period of 3 months as community-based volunteers. The volunteers have since not been employed since President Hakainde Hichilema declared that all volunteers countrywide should be employed once the outbreak was contained in February. The group alleges that Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo did not submit their names to the Public Service Management Division. William Kamanga, one of the volunteers, says he personally visited the minister's office where he was told that PSMD office rejected 100 names, but upon visiting the service division, the group found out that the list was never submitted, therefore not rejected.
Yakwana kairi 2 weeks yapita na 1 month 2 weeks manje nichanji chitika atia mazina anaita reject ku PSMT yali 100 wa masinda kuja mpaka taona na officer wamena dringa nkani ya mazina anakamba kuti tinamfunza kuti tabo checking amazina nisema volunteer wa jamii anaita declare president ngene chito imwe zina yanu ndani nakambo zina yanga dineso awanao wakamba checking database pesati mulibe zina ilionse mazina alikuta tinachepa tini kuliwa boss ndipo tinaenda pale wa director ku PSMT wa director na acting PS tankala mpodrum kukambisana chili bwanji tabo checking mazina kuna nabo mazina but minister kamba timunaita reject mazina 100 kuna no it's a TTB power is reject mazina ya wantu baja miss of health ndio atipasa mazina and then wantu amene ise amenities watinayo mazina amene wanange na nchito ilist amene mwaleta SST ziva so natitumirepo manje wa minister waziva ise mazina banalti.
And Nancy Mwitwa, another volunteer, says they worked tirelessly to help cholera patients at Lusaka's KANYAMA First Level Hospital, and it is unfair that unfamiliar faces are being brought to KANYAMA Hospital instead of those that worked.
Then aba MP bene barishwa twalibombepo na vena twale amukule spray amayanda kulete fintu sharp sana so twelomba kuli mu ba president kutira efe otwala pitiremo kwena ba president timu atulabako nangu timu alabako efe twale bomba ife twelomba ko bati muntu afweko pali problem yo tukwete kwa kanyama nga mwasa pa kanyama tapali umuntu uli onso wa ingire nchitwe abaleisa abakufuma mu apsana ma areas. So ife tule ilishanya pamonga aba volunteer ba Kanyama General Hospital kuti muntu afweko pali issue ili pa Kanyama bonse tule ya bushefu tatwali mkolera center tule mone finso efya kufuma mu apsana but nishifwe bale omba nifwebu na ife meche tukalipa bushe nishilifwe nifya pali pa Kanyama na ife tule omba kwa ati muntu afwilisheko ba president.
Meanwhile, Queen Namwanza says others have been volunteering at KANYAMA Level 1 Hospital for 17 years, therefore they deserve to work just like the head of state declared so.
Kulina bena kwesima na bweli tili bambiri. Chakulira kwatu ni kwa kuti ijalo njezo banatipasa. Tifuna tirandire mmanja mwatu. Tigwirize nchito na ife tinkareko mpanga ngani 3 years tisasebenza ngani 4 years ngani 5 years. Ife tifuna amene utisebenzeko. Noti bazingo tenga bamene sibanasebenze ndiye bamene bayika. Chijambe sichamushe. Bamene bana watenga wanchito uyu aseula hapa kwa ndo lipira winango. zambira bwanji ujaseula. That's why zinchito sizimaenda bwino pakakhala na bantu bakupita mu mbali. Kuti manyozesa mazina y'abantu pochita vintu vane sivolungama. Tend chite straight accordingly ngina mwamene akambira mwine wake. King bamene banamba chitoni babwanji. Nishikulibe muntu amene angafike kuti iwe unamba bwanji chito unabwera bwanji. Kuti bazibe chilungamo. Kuti baone kuti kanziventi kambani vaboza olo ni vazoona. Baende pakanyama paja baende bafufuze. Ima munamba ni nchito na pita 2 months. Munamba bwanji, munashokera kuti. Bazaka mvera beka. Baone basaka balanka abantu.
Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Some Lusaka activists organizing a load-shedding protest dubbed Fix Zesco have accused Zesco of incompetence to handle the power deficit the country is facing. Reacting to Friday's ministerial statement by Energy Minister Peter Kapala, one of the activists, Nawa Sitali, says the statement does not provide tangible solutions, citing failure for the government to be accountable for the current 12 hours of load shedding. Another activist, Riziki Fataki, maintains that dialogue with Zesco has proved to be fruitless, hence the protest will go ahead as scheduled. More in this report.
Zambia's population has for years relied on hydropower and now endures 12 hours of load shedding, which has affected not only small and medium enterprises in the country, but commercial ones too. Friday, Minister of Energy Peter Kapala gave an update in the National Assembly on the country's power situation and reaffirmed the government's commitment to address the power deficit challenge, among them initiatives on alternative energy sources such as solar.
Zesco has continued to face challenges in implementing the load shedding schedule due to the following reasons. A. Shift in load patterns. The power rationing to reduce load or generation by 50%.
But activists planning to stage a peaceful protest on 10th July 2024 on the country's energy crisis have maintained their claims that the power utility, Zesco, has no solutions to the challenges and rejected a proposal to tour the Kariba Dam organized for 20 people only.
On the 5th of July 2024. This clearly shows an act of sabotage and reactionary character by the electricity supply company in dealing with concerns and grievances raised by the people. It shows that Zesco, as an actor, were negotiating with us in bad faith and don't take the concerns of the citizens seriously. Citizens have lost businesses, dreams have been shattered, and many people are fighting for their lives.
Others question the timelines attached to projects such as solar, while wondering how the utility will ration the remaining 30% of 8 billion cubic meters of water which was allocated for the year 2024.
But like we have indicated, timelines. Also, the solutions that are being exploited, we agree with them, we accept the solutions, but let them spell out. Are those solutions sufficient to evade us from having the zero? And other than that also, the alternatives that Zesco has been engaging into getting into, we accept them, we agree with them. But the point is that, again, even after mentioning those things that they mentioned in their press statements, I don't have power in my home. I'm still load shedded for more than 18 hours. I don't even know how many hours of load shedding are there, because they tell us that it's 16 hours. Malaiki 7 angu ni rumor.
Anything, when you're putting up anything, even if it is a building, you know very well that this building want to finish it by next month. So we want such solutions and announcements from Zesco. We don't want them to tell us about feasibility studies. No, we are looking into this, we are looking into this. I think we have had enough time to look into, for them to look into what they were looking for. It is now time for them to act, and we are holding them accountable on those bases.
The activists maintain that their protest, scheduled for 10th July 2024, is to seek answers from the utility on its alleged mismanagement and the need for them to be accountable to their customers.
That's what we're asking them. If it doesn't, then what will happen? We can't just wait and pray to Pempera, no, memvula ikabwele next year. Ngatisi bwera mvula. What happens? That's what we're asking. What happens? The crisis, we acknowledge there's a drought. What we are protesting about is the mismanagement sheer arrogance and incompetence of Zesco. That's what we're protesting against.
Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
A 24-year-old Zambian of Zambia has been fined 80,000 kwacha for assisting a 51-year-old Congolese to sell a motorbike and conduct traditional healing practices by way of offering interpretation services. Department of Immigration Public Relations Officer Namati Shinka says the duo were found at a house belonging to Friday Bwalia, 44, following a tip-off from a concerned member of the public. Meanwhile, Luansha Immigration Office on 28 June 2024 secured the conviction of a 47-year-old Russian, Alexander Mazurov, of Lusaka's Foxdale area to pay a fine of 25,000 kwacha in default, serve a 9-month simple imprisonment for staying in Zambia unlawfully for over 3 years. And the Kafua Immigration Office on the same date convicted 16 illegal immigrants for various immigration offenses, among them 5 Zimbabweans, 2 Tanzanians, 1 Congolese, and 1 Ugandan.
The Immigration Office on 3rd July 2024 secured the conviction of Mr. Pasco Chama, a 25-year-old Zambian of Chief Mibenge's Chitambala village, for aiding and abetting a 51-year-old Congolese national. Mr. Pasco Chama was sentenced to pay a fine of 80,000 kwacha or 12 months imprisonment. He was apprehended on 19th June 2024 for assisting Mr. Yumba Kiabutaku, an undocumented Congolese national, to sell a motorbike and conduct traditional healing practices by offering him interpretation services. The duo was found at a house belonging to Mr. Friday Walia, a 44-year-old Zambian, following a tip-off from a concerned member of the public. The Zambia Magistrate Court also convicted and sentenced the Congolese to a fine of 15,000 kwacha or 12 months simple imprisonment for conducting business without a permit. Meanwhile, Mr. Friday Walia was also arrested and charged with harboring. His case will come up for continuation of trial on 15th July 2024. Meanwhile, the motorbike was also forfeited to the state. Further, the Luansha Immigration Office on 28th June 2024 secured the conviction of a 47-year-old Russian of Lusaka's Foxdale for staying in Zambia unlawfully for over 3 years. Alexander Mazurov was sentenced to pay a fine of 25,000 kwacha or 9 months simple imprisonment. He was apprehended on 21st June 2024 by immigration officers at the Fisenge checkpoint in a hired Lusaka-bound Toyota Allion after he failed to produce proof of legal immigration status in Zambia. Investigations revealed that he once held an employment permit under Lieko Zambia Limited as a geologist, which expired on 19th May 2018.
Over 91,000 learners have returned to school in Kitwe District on the Copperbelt following the introduction of free education by government. Kitwe District Education Board Secretary Christopher Nyungila says Kitwe District has 229,000 learners who have so far returned to school. This came to light when Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tao Kawana addressed teachers at Wusakile Secondary School in Kitwe, where he reassured teachers who have upgraded their qualifications of government's intention to upscale their earnings.
The free education policy has seen a lot of our children coming back to school. The difference now is about 91,000 learners that have come back to school. And we are now at 229,000 learners in Kitwe, being taught by these hardworking teachers. So the policies of the new government have come to help other policies that were dormant, like the re-entry program where our children, our girl child, is allowed to come back to school. But before it was tricky because the parent needed to find money to bring back the child to school. But now, even the child himself can bring herself.
This government is bringing on board
loads and loads of teachers, but it is also cognizant of the fact that there are many teachers that have already been in the system for so many years. And some of you have not been upgraded for a long time despite having upgraded yourselves. Some of you have been in acting capacities for a long time without being confirmed. And this is now an ongoing exercise that my colleagues at the Ministry of Education are undertaking, and I know and I can confirm that many are being promoted, many are being confirmed, and many are being upgraded. It is an ongoing exercise to recognize that hard work that you put in. So from our side, we want to encourage that you continue to upgrade yourselves, and your government will also ensure that you are recognized and you are upgraded accordingly in the city.
Economist Yusuf Doudia hopes that the recently announced supplementary budget by Minister of Finance and Planning Dr. Stumbeko Msokotwane will respond to the challenges the country has faced over the past 9 months effectively. Mr. Doudia says the 41.9 billion kwacha revised budget is about 25% of the national budget, making it the hardest supplementary budget the country has ever had in the last 2 years, and projects that it will help stabilize the country's economic wheels by 2025. Recently, Dr. Msokotwane, a supplementary budget amounting to 41.9 billion kwacha, aiming to address the severe impact of the ongoing drought, which has been described as the worst in nearly 60 years, and to manage the country's debt obligations.
Budget which is requesting Parliament to approve, and this is 41 billion kwacha, which is about 25% of the national budget. That's quite a huge increase in a supplementary budget. Normally you expect your supplementary budget to be around 10%, 15%, but at 25 closing on to 30%, that is a huge deviation from the budget which was presented last year to Parliament and approved. Of course, we can understand the reasons why. We've gone through a period where we've had drought, we've had poor rains over the November to March period, and this has resulted in a poor harvest. This has also resulted in low water levels. So we've been hit from two angles. The supplementary budget is really reacting to the challenges that we have faced in the last 8 to 9 months. It's inevitable, we have to deal with it, and we hope that will take us to the end of the year, and hopefully that as we come to the end of the year, we will see a better rainy season, and we'll see some of these national disasters, as I might call them, disappear, and we can have a 2025 national budget that will be more, would I say, friendly towards the people of Zambia.
The ruling United Party for National Development, UPND, has launched the Presidential Mobilization Team, targeting to double the 1 million poll margin scored in the 2021 general elections. Speaking during the National Coordinator, Bishop Burden Mfungwe says their duty is to protect and defend the image of President Hakainde Hichilema and mobilize more voters for him during the coming 2026 general elections. He says the team is not a party structure that will work hand in hand with the existing structures to ensure that President Hichilema serves for the second term. More in this report.
The United Party for National Development has Saturday 6th July 2024 launched a presidential mobilization team whose purpose is to mobilize voters for President Hakainde Hichilema in the 2026 general elections. Speaking at the launch, PMT National Coordinator Bishop Burden Mfungwe says the team will target grassroots areas and encourage Zambians to vote. Mr. Mfungwe adds that the aim of the team is to double the votes the UPND received during the 2021 general elections.
Defend the image of the president and mobilize for massive presidential vote in 2026. 2 is to disseminate the vision of the president to the grassroots in their local language countrywide. To educate, number 3, is to educate people of Zambia how to acquire, neutralize, manage funds from CDF and the CEC for purpose of empowerment. Number 4 is to form PM structures separate from the official structures under the UPND Secretariat for a purpose of adding more numbers toward the presidential vote countrywide.
Meanwhile, Team Secretary General says the PMT have come to bridge the gap between the people and the president due to the distorted narrative created over the president's messages to the Zambian citizens.
The distortion that is there out is as a result of people not understanding the policies that New Dawn has introduced, one. Secondly, it's the coordination of information. That's the reason why, as Presidential Mobilization Team, we come to bridging the gap with the message of the President and the people he governs.
And Lusaka Presidential Mobilization Team Provincial Chairman Lombe Mulenga also echoed similar remarks.
2026, we will win and will make sure that HH will be in State House.
Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Police have alleged 43 people aged between 17 and 31 from Lusaka's Chawama compound allegedly belonging to the opposition Socialist Party. The 43 are alleged to have been intercepted from Rosa on Friday on their way to stage a protest at Parliament Building. Police Deputy Spokesperson Danny Mwale says the 43 were allegedly working on instructions from Socialist Party National Youth Spokesperson Stanley Mubatsa. Mr. Mwale says the occurrence has prompted police officers to be deployed in Lusaka's Central Business District and surrounding areas to maintain law and order.
Police in Lusaka have detained 43 people, all males aged between 17 and 31, of Chawama compound. On July 5, 2024, around 11 hours, while on patrol along the Great East Road, police officers intercepted a Rosa bus bearing registration number ACH 3034, which had 45 passengers on board and being driven by a 32-year-old man identified as Taki Chunguke of Chawama compound. Police investigations revealed that the suspects were being driven to Parliament building area by the Socialist Party in order to protest. Among the suspects, 2 are aged 14 and 16. They were severely wounded and later released at the police station. Further investigations indicate that one of the suspects, identified as Bonwell Mambo, aged 26, alleged to be a Socialist Party youth mobilizer, went round Chawama compound and managed to mobilize the youths. It is also alleged that he promised the money after a successful 1-hour protest at Parliament. It is further alleged that Mr. Mambo was acting on instruction from Stanley Mabusa, a Socialist Party National Youth spokesperson. Police officers who searched the bus found empty packs of bottles and packs of beer. The 43 suspects are also being interrogated for various offenses committed in Chawama compound and the surrounding areas. Investigations have intensified. Meanwhile, the driver of the bus is yet to be charged for driving a motor vehicle with expired fitness, road tax, and identity certificates. He is also facing charges of driving a motor vehicle with exceeding number of passengers, as well as driving a motor vehicle in a dangerous condition. The vehicle has defective headlamps and indicators. Police officers have been deployed in Lusaka's Central Business District and other surrounding areas in order to maintain law and order.
President Hakainde Hichilema has graced the Bini Mukuni traditional ceremony of the Tokalea people of Kazungula district in Southern Province. Traditional leaders from across the country witnessed the ceremony, which was characterized by traditional songs and dances, signifying the renewal of the bond that exists between the Mukuni royal dynasty and the pre-colonial Africa era. More in this report.
President Hakainde Hichilema has officially graced the Mukuni traditional ceremony in Kazungula district of Southern Province. The ceremony narrates the history of Mukuni Ng'ombe's journey from Kola in the Democratic Republic of Congo to Zambia's Victoria Falls through songs, culture dance, drums and narrations. The ceremony is held to renew and cement traditions, culture and bond that exist between the royal house of Mukuni dynasty and those established during pre-colonial Africa era.
From the Mukuni dynasty, Your Excellency, we want you to learn that where you come from, you have an experience of governance system. From the time you were born in the Mukuni era, you've experienced governance system. But it's not only from Mukuni, it's from all the chiefs in this country.
Our culture teaches us many things that our president believes in. Our president believes in self-respect. Our president believes in selflessness against selfishness. Our president believes in unity against disunity. He believes in peace as against war and violence. Our leader believes in trust. He believes in love against hate. Our leader believes in gathering rather than scattering.
In his speech during the ceremony, President Hichilema said government will continue to work with traditional leaders.
I want to share this message to all the young people of this country, 10 provinces, 116 districts, 156 constituencies, that our culture must be preserved. It must be supported. It must be passed on to the generations after us. It's extremely important that we do this. I'm talking about our cultural heritage in all our provinces. In our culture lies our values, our respect, our acknowledgement of the importance of love, loving each other, and unity in our communities. It starts from there. This culture delivers to us and our children the importance of solidarity, respect each other, respect for each other, even within our diversity.
Different processions, such as chanting and singing of traditional songs, characterize the ceremony.
This is a full display of the epitome of unity in diversity. I'm tempted to say, I wish one could challenge me if we have ever had such a ceremony attracting so many chiefdoms.
Jane Simalumbazanis in Livingston, Southern Province.
Government has handed over earth-moving equipment to Chipi Town Council. Deputy Permanent Secretary Prudence Chinama handed over the equipment at an event witnessed by several Chipili residents. More in this report.
In order to improve the road network in Chipi District, the council, using the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, has procured earth-moving equipment. The equipment consists of a grader, tipper truck, backhoe loader, and a few bowser have since been officially handed over to the council.
The procurement of these earth-moving equipment has come at a time when Chipili is opening up to the community and international boundary through the construction of the Mwenda Kasomena Road linking Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
The equipment have been procured from 2023 and 2024 CDA of allocation, and I therefore call upon all of you to work together towards improving our district. I further urge council management to take care and full responsibility and utilize the equipment for its intended purpose.
Chipili Town Council has expressed gratitude to the government for the equipment, saying their use will improve the council's ability to deliver quality services to the people of Chipili District.
This handed over to Chipili Town Council various equipment that was procured using the 2023 CDF allocation. with this new equipment, we expect that as Chipi, we are going to work on various roads which have not been worked on, and also to open up our new township, which is well planned and surveyed, so that the general public can start developing various parcels of land which were allocated to them.
The equipment, which is valued at 6,017,000 kwacha, is expected to enhance the council's capacity to deliver infrastructure development projects in the district. Lucing and reporting for the News in Chipi District in Luapula Province.
You are watching Cabinet Menus at 19:30. We take a break. When we do come back, we have international as well as sports news. Keep watching.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodland, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Thank you for staying with us in international news. Some families in Kenya are searching for their children from hospitals and morgues, hoping to find them dead or alive after the recent protest against the finance bill in Nairobi. One of the mothers to a 28-year-old man who went missing, Tabitha Cairo, demands that government looks for the children who were reportedly missing. She believes her son did not do anything wrong. According to the Kenyan National Commission on Human Rights, so far, 41 deaths, 35 abductions, and 746 arrests as a result of the anti-finance bill protest have been made. Here is a roundup of international news.
The Haiti gang leader is now calling for national dialogue with the government in a move that will help the country cut down on the ongoing lawlessness. Cherizier, who is best known as Barbecue, criticized Prime Minister Gary Conil, accusing him of not opening dialogue with the G9 family and the alliance that he represents. Let's focus on the solution. The real solution is a national dialogue where every Haitian without discrimination has a right to speak, and that's what the mafia doesn't want. They don't wish dialogue because they want to continue their war. They don't want dialogue because they don't want peace. We want dialogue because we don't want war. We want dialogue because we want peace. Meanwhile, the Kenyan police were seen patrolling outside the U.S. Embassy building in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, on Friday. The 400 Kenya troop are part of 1,000 that is yet to arrive in the country that were deployed by Kenya and the United Nations to help curb the rising violence in Haiti that has seen massive displacement and deaths within the country. Tabitha Wanjiru Cairo and her husband David Cairo have been searching for their missing son in police stations, hospitals and morgues, hoping to find him dead or alive. Their son went missing during recent protests against the finance bill that was being debated in Parliament in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. His mother, Tabitha, has been searching everywhere. 2 weeks now and no help from the government. They are not helping us in any way. They should look for our children because I have searched all over but I cannot trace his whereabouts. I reported him missing at the Kasarani police station, but the police there don't seem to care or know anything. Their 28-year-old son Joseph Mangi was a street salesman peddling whatever he could make ends meet, but he had big dreams of one day becoming a police officer or soldier serving his country. Give us our children. My child did nothing wrong to anyone. Protesting in the streets is not a crime. If I was of the same age, I would also be in the streets protesting. I know if I was of that age, I would also have been protesting. That is why I called him to inquire if he was going to the protest. My boy did nothing wrong to anyone. According to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, so far there have been 41 deaths, 35 abductions, and 746 arrests as a result of the anti-finance bill protests.
We have 41 deaths. We have 35 abductions. We have 746 arrests. Then we have, I think the injuries are numerous. Okay? So again, I would maintain that these are provisional. We will still continue to document more.
Kenya experienced 2 weeks of unrest during which Parliament was stormed by protesters during a finance bill vote. 2 U.S. citizens on trial in the Democratic Republic of Congo for their alleged involvement in a failed coup in May told the court on Friday that they were coerced by the coup leader. On May 19, armed men briefly took over a presidential office in Kinshasa. The leader of the coup, U.S.-based Congolese politician Christian Malanga, was killed by security forces. Malanga's son, Marcel Malanga, who is 22 years old, and Benjamin Zalman Polum testified that Christian Malanga threatened to kill them if they did not comply. Marcel said he came to Congo at his father's invitation and had no prior involvement in the plot, adding that he was an American and he didn't speak French or Lingala. They are among over 50 individuals, including citizens from various countries, on trial for charges like illegal arms possession, criminal conspiracy and terrorism. Zalma Polum, a long-time business associate of Malanga, denied involvement in the coup planning. The trial was adjourned until Monday, July 8th.
And finally, in sports news, France will play Spain in the semi-finals of the ongoing Euro competition after its extra time win over Germany. France knocked out Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo in a penalty shootout 5-3. Didier Deschamps' team has reached the semi-finals despite no France player having scored from open play so far in the tournament. Spain and its fans celebrated as if they had won the European Championship, eliminating tournament host Germany 2-1 in extra time.
France will play Spain in the semi-finals after its extra-time win over Germany in Stuttgart, with Les Bleus staying on course for a third European Championship title after 1984 and 2000. France knocked out Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo in a penalty shootout 5-3. Didier Deschamps' team has reached the semi-final despite no France player having scored from open play so far in the tournament. Spain and its fans celebrated as if they'd won the European Championship After eliminating tournament host Germany in a thrilling quarter-final, Louis de la Fuente's team has a great chance to lift the trophy in Berlin next week. Spain eliminated the hosts on a major tournament for the first time in 10 attempts. Spain snatched a 2-1 win in extra time on Friday, thanks to substitute Miguel Merino's header in the 119th minute. Merino celebrated by running around the corner flag, mimicking his father Miguel Merino's celebration after he scored in the same stadium for Osasuna in UEFA Cup against Stuttgart in 1991.
And that note brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of stories making headlines. Eagles meal scarcity hits Mongu District. KANYAMA cholera volunteers allegedly excluded from recruitment. 43 alleged Socialist Party cadres arrested for attempted riot at Parliament. In international news, Kenyan families seek missing children after protests. In sports, France to face Spain in Euro 2024 semi-finals. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from Proverbs 28 verses 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Naomi Msoya. On behalf of everybody involved in this production, pleasant viewing. Keep watching Camnet TV. Bye for now.